that gun was found, that area had already been searched. Not just by veteran police officers who told me that the way they do this is they sort of lock arms and they kind of go, you kind of seen this in some shows, maybe that's what they did. They came up.
Okay, first of all, policemen don't lock arms and do search. They stay close to each other. They do search a grid. They're not locking arms. She's watched too much TV. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
They didn't have anything. Then they said, okay, we're only human. Let's release the bomb dogs in that exact area where ultimately the gun is going to later be discovered. The bomb dogs didn't turn up with anything. And here is why that fact alone is remarkably suspicious, according to the police officers that were involved. And I'm fascinated by this now. I love fun facts about animals. Obviously, we all know that dogs have incredible scent, right? Their sense of smell is like literally up to 100,000 times more than a human scent. No man-created technology comes close to conquering the scent of a dog. Essentially, what I'm saying to you is that dogs are the highest grade available technology that we have when it comes to detecting explosives. And bomb dogs are specifically trained to detect explosive like gunpowders. That's why they have these animals at police departments. Even an untrained dog, like even just your dog, and like you're walking a dog and he's got like a scent and you're like, what's going on?
All right. So again, she's being very convincing. All right. She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. And especially for people that have never worked around dogs. Now, when I watch this, I've spent a lot of time with working dogs. I know what happens with working dogs. And well, we'll just...
Nobody smells. They can pick up a scent of a fired weapon days after it was triggered. Their nose will still pick up that scent. A bomb dog, they can smell it up to a week, right? Maybe even more because they're specifically training and during this training process.
They can smell a fired gun a year later. Whatever. Yeah.
As I'm reading, they'll cover something in chemicals. They'll train them. So like after it rains, obviously they're just training their scent to get stronger and stronger and stronger. After a week,
Now, I also want to premise this with the fact that this story that she's telling, all right, you have to understand this was another anonymous source. She actually names the dog. Myself and other people that are familiar with police dogs, there's registries for them. We could not find the name of the dog. I don't remember what it is right now. But the fact is this is a relayed story to her by an anonymous source. We don't even know that this story is true. Just to recap, because I've been interrupting a whole bunch here. She's saying, hey, they searched for this firearm. Nobody could find the firearm. And then they actually brought in the gun dogs, bomb dogs. All right. And bomb dogs can smell a gun if it's been fired for a weeks afterwards. Okay. That's what she's trying to tell you. She's doing it very convincing. And of course, a lot of low info and a lot of low IQ people out there are going to be like, oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. We know it's the best technology ever made. This is, it's alien technology inside of a gun, dog's nose. 100%. She's telling the truth. Very convincing. Let's go.
An explosive goes off or a weapon is fired, they will tell you, here it is. They'll be able to find that weapon. I'm telling you this so that you can comprehend that if you're sending out bomb dogs to find a weapon that was just recently fired like an hour ago, that's not even fun for them. That's not even interesting. That's ridiculous. You're basically saying to that dog, 1 + 1.
This is something that she does all the time. She exaggerates to make anything, any idea that opposes what she's saying to be ridiculous. Just like the whole Spider-Man, you got to be Spider-Man. What do you think? He's Spider-Man, climbing the roofs, scaling the roofs like Spider-Man. Oh God, that's crazy. Well, okay.
1 equals what? It's too easy.
Hey everybody, just wanted to get on here.
All right. So here is an actual person that trains canines, specifically bomb sniffing canines. This video happens to be about a year old. And I actually want to get this guy or maybe somebody else. And now what I want to tell you a little backstory. Number one, when I was watching this video, I was like, no, this is not true. First of all, I know what working dogs do. And I will also tell you that working dogs, just like humans, have bad days. And like they miss things 100%. And I had all kinds of folks that are both military and law enforcement canine handlers. They were texting me, they were emailing me, they were DMing me saying this is insanity. And I agree with them. But let's talk about specifically a bomb dog versus gun dogs, because there's a reason they're trained separately.
And discuss the topic of, should bomb dogs also be gun dogs? Are bomb dogs automatically gun dogs? And the reason for that belief is just because the dog is trained on black or smokeless powder, and that's what guns basically through the propellant of the bullet, that's what's in them, that's what they're hitting. And through the research that you see here on the screen that I was able to be a part of with Dr. Paula Tiedemann and her staff at Texas Tech, we wanted to find out the answer to that question. But why is it believed by handlers who are bomb dog handlers that their dogs, just because they're trained on powders, are automatically gun dogs? There's a couple reasons for that. One, that's what they were told. 2, when they've put guns out in training, their dogs have either shown interest or even alerted.
So understand, this is one of those pieces of information that even some or dog handlers will think is true. And he talks a little bit about why they think that's true, because what happens is, just like we do with firearms training, we don't, but there's a lot of people out there that do in firearms training. They put people in unrealistic scenarios and it sets themselves up for success. And that's exactly what he's talking about here.
Even on that very, very first time they put a gun in the environment, the dogs have shown something. Because in a sense, the dog goes, this thing is novel. It doesn't belong here. Therefore, I'm going to pay attention to it. I haven't seen anybody that's taken a bomb dog, only trained on powders, and then did a blind lineup and put a gun in a blind lineup, an odor recognition test, what I'm saying. And in that odor recognition test, let's say it's 10 paint cans. There are a number of other odors in the other cans that are non-target odors. And also in there is the gun, which is the first time the dog's been exposed to the gun, which is what we did on testing. And when we did the testing version of this, very few bomb dogs actually hit the gun at all. Now let's get back into the black or smokeless powder aspect on a firearm. So again, the belief is, well, if it's trained on powders, it'll hit guns. Well, what the truth is, the amount of odor, black or smokeless powder, that's not fired is basically a grain or two of black or smokeless powder. And there isn't a bomb dog handler that I know of that's ever trained their dog down to a single grain or two of black or smokeless powder. So knowing that the dog teams aren't training to that low threshold means that the probability of them hitting the gun based on that premise is incorrect.
All right. So again, what he's talking about here specifically is Candace is full of shit. All right. That's what he's saying. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And while she delivers what she's saying with much enthusiasm, with what sounds like a lot of confidence in what she's saying, and then she tries to convince you through exaggeration that what she's saying is true. And if you believe otherwise, you're absolutely ridiculous. That's what she does time and time again. And I can tell you right now, gun dogs and bomb dogs, yes, a bomb dog can be trained on guns. He talks about that later on. You guys go watch that full video. I don't know. I'll end up putting a link down in the description below to that video. You can go watch it. But they need to be specifically trained. Here's the other problem when we're talking about a dog finding a gun in a realistic environment. All right, through scent alone. Just like he said, it's a very small amount of actual powder. It's burnt powder, so it is going to register differently from a scent standpoint. The other problem is the dogs are locked in a police car all day. All right, what is in that police car? Fired guns and firearms. Exactly right. That whole car is filled with the scent of ammunition, a shotgun at least, probably an AR, and then whatever sidearm that they're carrying at the same time. So that is not a weird or abnormal scent, and they're going to have a hard time identifying it unless they're specifically trained for that. They're going to have a hard time identifying it. So the idea that, the bomb dogs missed this is just crazy. It's so ridiculous. And the FBI or whoever came and suddenly they found it. Nothing crazy about it. And we don't even know if that story is true to begin with. We haven't found anything to corroborate that story, including the name of the dog that she mentions in there. And then on top of that, the entire premise that she's presenting is false, but it's just another element that she puts to boost her narrative and to erode the actual facts that support the truth.
Absolutely. And the fact that I'm pretty sure gun dogs are trained on oils and things that are in higher concentration that would be on the gun anyway than just, a bullet with its minimal amount of powder.
Sure.
Okay. She knows the dogs. She knows.
Yeah. She knows.
She knows the dogs.
Exactly.
My dog Blue.
She did
She had a dream about the dog.
Never mind that she's a cat person. Did you guys know that? I'm not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised at all.
I'm not surprised.
Exactly. Arty, you got your next one up?
Oh yeah. So I can let's see. Let's give this a shot here. I've never done StreamYard, so let's see. We'll share. I guess this is the one. Yeah.
I don't know how to work it either.
I see. Right here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to do this, I guess. So this is one of the two clips. It's pretty short, but when Candace came out and said that she had manifested this tweet from Kanye West just kind of out of thin air with Charlie Kirk, like they were just out there doing their voodoo magic on this. Here she was 6 months before that tweet.
Analogy. It's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
I think
I know you admire Kanye West. Do you think that Kanye will be speaking out for the truth anytime soon, or has he been threatened into submission? Before you answer that question, I will tell you, although I can't tell everyone where we are right now, I do see Kanye often somewhere very near where we are
Oh my
right now.
gosh,
That's all I can
stop,
say. So
stop.
maybe I can work a little something
Oh
there.
my gosh. I am only a fan. People ask me, who are you a fan of? You know, I'm only a fan of Kanye West and the
So, I mean, that kind of gives you the picture. And then at the very end, does it share this tab instead? Okay, I see. Did that bring this next one up?
loading.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
I think it's loading.
And this is at the very end of their podcast. I think it'll work out here.
Thank you so much. I'm so
Thank
glad we
you.
did this.
I'm so
I'm not
happy.
kidding. You want to go hunt down
Yeah,
Kanye?
let's
do
go
it?
find Kanye. Let's go find Kanye.
All right. Candace and I are going to go find Kanye West.
Crazy. She's crazy.
We're going to do a Patreon exclusive rapid fire, which will be
So they go out, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly how he had done it. Now, he did, and I remember this happening because I had watched it happen in 2022. Come out and say, yeah, I did introduce her to Kanye.
Yeah.
For some reason, Dave Rubin has removed that video. I don't know why. So now I can only take it as a grain of salt. I couldn't tell you why he took that video down, but there's more than enough evidence to show that she had direct contact with Kanye 6 months before she ever was tweeted about by him in 2018. She got tweeted in April of 2018. This episode right here was September of 2017. So, you know, that I'd say that's definitely more than enough circumstantial evidence.
We got to find that
to
clip
show
for you, Arty,
that that was
because
a manifested.
I think that Chicks on the Right shared that. We'll find it because I know which one you're talking about.
Absolutely. That'd be great to have a copy of that video.
Now I'm going to find it for you.
I have weird memories from 2017. It's like my whole brain is still there.
I think 2019 was last year, so we're in the same boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
How do I I could stop it. Oh, there we go. Cool.
Yep.
Heck yeah. So that's the first one there at least. From me.
We're still on you. If you got other stuff ready, let's
Yeah,
go ahead
show
and
your
play
stuff.
since we have it on you.
I mean, the next one is a much more obviously substantiated, the Egyptian flight logs.
Oh.
And that is, of course, I don't really have much of a, I'm not going to really play this 9-minute video, but this dude ended up going over the entire flight logs. And Kane Koa, he, I think he released maybe a couple other videos just recently, but nothing about Erica or Kirk or Candace Owens or any of that. But he ended up debunking this entire thing, going through all the flight logs. And of course, Candace Owens, this is the main video I want to share, is this specific spot where she made a silly little promise in December.
You have to share it again?
Oh, do I have to do it again?
Yep, share it.
Share it again. Oh, okay. Oh, duh. Yeah.
That's okay.
Share screen here. There we go. Getting used to this. There we are. I clicked stop sharing. That's my bad. I thought it said switch to the other screen. So this right here.
Or put this up on the website when we drop all of the Egyptian plane logs. What do we think, guys? I'm letting you, Mark, make a decision here about whether or not, and if we do show this, is obviously like very viewer discretion advice. People have watched crime scenes on the news. Should we, what do you think?
I don't know.
I think the one we'll show one of them that's not so gory.
Wait a minute. Is this
what? What is she talking about?
So gory. What is she talking about here? That's weird. I ended up pulling it right up and clicking it on the flight logs. The flight logs. Wait.
She was probably
Website.
talking about the video of
It was let's see. We're gonna put this up when we drop. Okay, here it is. It must have skipped over when I was in the middle of doing that. She ended up saying she was gonna drop these flight logs.
Know what you guys think in terms of YouTube and showing this, or are we going to have to put this up on the website when we drop all of the Egyptian plane logs?
Just kind of a short little quick thing there, but she implied that she directly said she was going to drop the plane logs on this, and it has not come to fruition at all. She has ignored every single request on the flight logs after she said that guy, that gentleman, Kane Koa, was wrong.
Kanakoa the Great. Yeah.
Kanakoa, that's it. Kanakoa the Great. And he did a beautiful job just absolutely debunking all of those flight logs, 66% of them being wrong. And now she's not even trying to argue that anymore.
Well, and then the ones that are right, and this is what I didn't realize when this whole narrative came out. Even the ones that are correct, they're plus or minus 3 days, and they're plus or minus 50 miles. So again, whether it's ahead of time or after the fact, let's say TPUS comes in on a Tuesday and then they leave Tuesday afternoon. If this Egyptian plane comes in on a Friday, 50 miles away at a different airport, they're counting that as it's tracking them, which is absolutely bonkers. It makes no sense whatsoever. So, you know, the whole premise is dumb. If Israel's going to track you, they're not going to use an airplane and follow people around and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars flying somebody around when they're not even getting good intelligence. What they're going to do is they have extremely sophisticated cyber capabilities, extremely sophisticated, or I mean, they're sophisticated enough too to actually put somebody like a assistant on her staff or have somebody embedded in the staff. These things are not hard to do, but if you're really going to track somebody, the way to do it is through electronic and cyber means, and they can put, you know, things on your phone and they can listen to every phone call. They can know where you're at all times. This idea that they're following around in Egyptian planes is just absolutely one of the dumbest things ever proposed.
Agreed. Absolutely.
She's a lunatic. We'll never hear about those flight logs anymore.
No,
we're not going to hear about her, the hit put out on her life when she was at Dollywood.
Yeah,
we're not going to hear about that again.
Well, what do you got, Arty?
It's Edie, Gary.
You're going to address.
It's Edie. You keep calling me Edie. It's feelings. Just kidding.
You're on my show, your name is whatever I say it is.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, drill sergeant. I like Forrest Gump. Okay. Now Arty, here's my turn here. Okay, let me figure this out.
It's Arty,
I feel like
Edie, and Gary.
Biker babe. Okay, let me see here. How do I add something, Gary? Present.
Yep.
I have it queued up. Now listen, I don't have separated clips. I have a compilation that I've made for the team. Oh,
sounds awesome.
Compartmentalized.
I don't want to. Yeah. I'm going to compartmentalize. So you have to really make yourself say it wrong. Okay. I don't want to take a survey. Hold on. It's actually asking me. Okay. Fellas, select. No. Gary, do you have it? I sent it to you on Twitter.
Let me see. I can pull it up.
I found it. I have it.
In DMs?
Do you guys see?
Yes.
Oh,
boom. Boom.
No, it's fine. I have it. I have it figured out.
Alrighty.
Oh, I did it. Okay. Let me make it big. Hold on.
It's a good pause face.
How do you player? No, nobody wants that. Get ready, fellas. I know, isn't she great? Can you guys hear it?
Nope.
Did you hear that little blurb?
Nope.
We heard something in the kind of
oh, good.
background.
Do I have to share my sound separately? Okay, Gary, I'm just gonna have him. Can you do it? Yes, it's on X in our little thread. We have a friend chat.
Let me see. I got it. Let me see. I will make it big.
Sure.
We will
It's like giving a presentation at work.
And I will share my screen.
I wish I had popcorn.
All right.
Misrepresenting. Publish the letter's entire contents. Paper, was it an email? Wait, what were they sharing there? Supposed to leave. Did he send that as an email, by the way? Can somebody clarify? Was that an email? And 1 week after Charlie was assassinated, again, take a look at this. I couldn't even speak to the press that week. I still haven't spoken to the press about Charlie Kirk, actually. I haven't even given one interview. You and Charlie began dating in earnest in 2019.
I met Erica for the first time at this office, Turning Point USA office.
So we met at the office opening, the Turning Point headquarters office opening, the first one, August 2018.
And so then we had a great time, and it was about 15 minutes in, I quickly pivoted away from wanting to hire her to wanting to date her.
And he goes, I have enough friends in my life, so either we're going to date or we're not. Do I have any time to think about it? Yeah, you have until tomorrow night when I take you out for dinner. Calling my mom, I was like, well, I didn't get the job, but I got a boyfriend. And she's like, oh.
I'll tell you factually, Charlie was praying the rosary. Charlie was going to mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie saying, just make the last step. Just make the last step. Just take the last step, Charlie. You burning questions like, quote, was Charlie converting to Catholicism? Again, I have no idea who said he was converting to Catholicism. Knew I was telling the truth about the Catholic thing, about everything. I'm Christian. We were.
How come she's never produced these texts where she's telling him just take the last step?
Because she doesn't have them. She hasn't curated them yet. She doesn't really make them look right before she could show them. She doesn't have them.
That's fair.
Makes me angry.
Because I think we all would agree that if she had them, she would have showed them a long time ago.
Oh, buddy,
Agreed.
please. She would have had those
Certain
out.
that we had manifested it. I believe people can communicate in dreams on their way in and on their way out of this world. Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. He was probably having visions like he was in 2018, probably a clearer vision than the one that I had that you guys tried to mock. Charlie and I spoke a lot about his third eye, the fact that we could both astral project. What I'm about to tell you guys today is going to positively blow your mind. Just cannot see how this would lead to anything other than a full confession from the government about the military's involvement in his assassination. I didn't know what it was going to lead to. And I was like, I couldn't have been more deferential in saying that this could literally lead to nothing, but like, because of this weird prayer and the way it came in, I think that we should follow it. It coming. I could just look at people and I just catch a vibe and I'm like, very good.
Again, I think this is worth really hitting on here because, she's saying she's completely remaking history. Right?
Yes. Yeah. I can't stand it, guys.
What I'm about to tell you guys today is going to positively blow your mind. Just cannot see how this would lead to anything other than a full confession from the government about the military's involvement in his assassination. I didn't know.
And by the way, I actually have a compilation back there of her going saying like throughout that, I believe he's telling the truth. I think he's telling the truth.
Yes.
Like he endorses it
yes.
like 100 times throughout that. Hey, this is true. Again, trying to convince you, the viewer, the listener, that this is a fact and trying to tell you how credible this person actually is when we found out much later how not credible Mitch is. And then this is just so everybody understands, this space was after I released that information on Mitch, after I released the phone call with Mitch, I didn't release it. Yep. Mitch released it. All right. An illegal phone call. And then they took 30 minutes out of that phone call, by the way.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, tried to make me out to be some bad guy because I'm on there talking to him. And that was before I even talked to any of his ex-wives and knew what a scumbag and a liar he was. And he lied to me multiple times in that phone call as well. And if I'm such a bad guy for calling a person and just being cordial to him and listening to him, what is Project Veritas? Like they go in there, like
they're undercover.
If I had done it the way that they do it, I would have had Edie call them. Like, hey, I'm just a report. I want to get you on the show. And we could have been
done it for
the guy. I told you, hey, you know what? If you're telling me the truth, I'll be your biggest advocate. I also told him, if you're lying to me, I'm going to call you out. Those are things that I said to him, and they still took out 30 minutes of that phone call. Why? Because they're scumbags, and they don't like telling the truth, and they try to, do whatever they're doing. But
absolutely.
What it was going to lead to. And I was like, I couldn't have been more deferential in saying that this could literally lead to nothing, but like, because of this weird prayer and the way it came in, I think that we should follow it. It coming. I could just look at people and I just catch a vibe and I'm like, very good people. Charlie and Erica are fantastic. Erica Kirk, man, she really is just the moment. You are truly a better person than me. I am relieved that Erica Kirk is at the head of Turning Point USA. Erica Kirk should be dragged into a police precinct for questioning. Erica should be dragged into a police precinct. I don't lie about anything.
Nice.
Okay.
Great compilation, Edie.
Let's break them down.
Very good.
Boys.
Break them
Number
down
1. She said Bibi Netanyahu lied about the letter. Remember, he talked about right after. Okay, he might have had bad timing. Who cares? The letter was factual. Now, she came at Bibi hard, saying he misrepresented the letter. He took it out of context. He omitted several portions of it. She demanded, as though she has the authority to demand anything, from Bibi Netanyahu. She demanded that he release the letter. He did. And she said, Is this, what is that? A letter? Is that an email? Honey, you said it was a letter first. Now you're trying to backpedal. She does this frequently. Candies, come to, as Jay Wett would say, come to the front of the church, honey. Let us pray for you. She is giving you all the evidence that she is a bold-faced liar. Now, forgive me. I get impassioned for this because I get impassioned by this because she just really burns my biscuits, gentlemen. I don't know about you. He released a letter. Oh, okay. Then she said, we need to get that verified. Is it an email or a letter? And then she said nothing else about it. Even though he presented the full letter, Charlie's letterhead, it was from the desk of Charlie Kirk. That was actually line number 2. Line number 1 was that Candace said, I never lie. Okay. We've already proven that she's a liar. Okay. That's a lie you could have kept from telling. That is a lie you could have kept from telling. Are we still rolling? Am I just talking to myself?
Yeah, no, you're so
okay. Okay. Said that she was too distraught. Now, really, remember this. This was fantastic. When the CNN interviewer presented the receipts after Candy came for Alex Clark, 1 for wearing boots, 2 for doing the interview at the memorial, 3 for wearing boots again. This woman has something against boots. If it's not white loafers, she's upset about it. Alex Clark gave an interview in high boots. Whatever. I was too distraught to do anything. I didn't do any press. Lo and behold, she did this interview with CNN on September 26th. Those are the screenshots that I presented. Because the CNN interviewer, forgive me, I don't have her name in my brain right now. But she presented a screenshot of the email, and then Candy tried to retort with her tweet, X, whatever we're calling it, saying CNN's going to CNN. They manipulated me. They did this. They did that. Honey, we have the full interview. You lied again. And even if she hadn't done that interview, she said, I couldn't do any media. I couldn't do anything. The screen recording that I showed you, video. That's all her channel has been. Video. You are the media, sweetheart. She is an idiot. She thinks that we're idiots. I'm so sorry. Anyway, what was that? 3? Okay, 4. Recently, she said, Charlie and Erica began dating in earnest. Okay, and the Candies like to say, I don't know what earnest means. Earnest means with serious intent. Okay. In earnest started dating Erica in 2019 after Candy was already engaged. That is a documented lie. We had Charlie, in his own words, say, met her at the Turning Point headquarters opening. That was August of 2018. Okay. Then they went to dinner. I don't have the exact date of the dinner, but then they go on to say that Charlie invited her because he knew within 15 minutes, he said, of meeting Erica or speaking with Erica at Bill's Burgers that he wanted to date her. Okay. And in other interviews, he said, I knew that I wanted to marry her. I was dating her with the intention of marrying her. Okay. So they went on 2 more dates after their Bill's Burger date. Oh, right. Then he invited her to Hawaii. And that was with the Turning Point USA event that Candace was at. That was in September of 2018. So again, another documented lie. Lie. So many lies. Am I alone?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm not getting any. Okay. It's just me here on the screen with my contour. Hey, boys. Okay. Yeah. All right. Number
We're
5.
here with you.
Charlie was converting to Catholicism. She said Charles
could have played that up.
To Catholicism. Oh, Arty. Charlie was not converting to. Okay. Let me get back on track here. Okay. So clearly, she said, I think it was 3rd episode after her, or it might have been 2nd or 3rd episode after her tribute episode, where she said Charlie was had something about he was on a spiritual journey, is what she said. Okay. Then she said in the clip that I showed that Charlie was going to mass. Charlie was praying the rosary. One of her last conversations was saying, just take the last step. Then she tried to backpedal episodes later after Andrew did that interview with Alex Clark in her high boots. And she said, I don't know who said that he was converting. I said, it's a step, him going to mass. No, you said, just take the last step. Just take the final step. Honey, don't try to backpedal. Boys, she doesn't know her show is recorded. Like, she doesn't know that that is a camera and that everything is findable. The internet is forever. You guys have to live with that. I have to live with that. I have to live with my 2016 self, okay? With my photoshopped eyebrows lingering around on the internet. I have to live with that. Just like she has to live with the fact that her lies are documented. Oh, let me pull this back.
Nope, sorry.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, but now she's trying to say that she was right about the Catholicism thing. So she's like a wave for the sea, tossed to and fro. Did you catch that part? And that high neck, yellow, mustard yellow. It's giving Dwight from The Office top. You know, she said, I was right about the Catholic thing. I was right about, okay. Said Mitch would result in a full confession from the United States government about the military's involvement in the assassination. Later said she didn't know where it was going to go. And she couldn't have been more forthcoming with the fact that she didn't know where it was going to go. The lies. The lies. It's like, and she has a gift for knowing who's good or bad. You know, like her spidey senses, right? She'll talk about her spidey senses. I just have a vibe. I catch a vibe. And I only gave one example of Erica singing her praises. She wanted to take credit, partial credit, telling Charlie just to go for it. You know, he was conflicted. He was praying about it. Should he propose? Should he not? She said, just go for it, honey. Just go, Charles, for that. Okay, but now Erica is a... Okay. And so is... What is the other person's name? What is the other gentleman's name? Oh,
Mitch.
Graham Allen. Okay. No, now
yeah.
Graham Allen.
Allen.
Okay. Don't let your kids around him. Dave Rubin. Okay. All of these people that she was close with. And PragerU, people at PragerU, all of a sudden, they are predators. But you had the sense, like you can pick it up, right? You know who's bad and who's good. So that's a lie. Her sensor is broken. Her sensor is broken. And perhaps her biggest...
Oh, yeah.
She's disgusting. Her biggest, most egregious lie is that she says that she's a Christian. This is the one I have the most problem with because God is so good all the time. God, Jesus Christ, God incarnate, he is so good all the time and his word is precious. And for those who are true believers and followers of the way, for her to malign the word of God and try to twist it around and make God out to be a liar and blaspheme him and be a heretic, that is my biggest point of contention with her. That's why I come at her so hard. Don't you dare purport to be a Christian. And then you come here and you say you're practicing necromancy and divination and you can astral project. These are all things akin to witchcraft, the occult. That is not found in God's holy scripture. Okay. And I know many a Catholic who they say that, but they believe in the sufficiency of scripture. They believe in the sufficiency of the work on the cross. Okay. And they don't ascribe to any of those things that she is promoting. To her almost 6 million. She could be past 6 million. I haven't looked at her subscriber count.
7.5 million on YouTube alone.
Okay. Yeah. Right there. Causing someone to stumble. And these could be baby Christians, people who are seeking that they don't know. And they come to her and she says that she's a Christian and she's doing every single one of these things. They are detestable to the living God. And if they think they can be a Christian and do those things, she's leading them astray. And better for her to have a large millstone hung around her neck and thrown into the depths of the sea than to have somebody stumble, than to cause somebody to stumble. That is my biggest point of contention. And she has proven time and time and again that she is not a Christian. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm
well
done.
said. Well said on all the above.
Agreed.
Penelope Huskett 4275. Edie can check me on this, but looks like Candace Owens isn't wearing her chunky diamond ring in the video where she's talking about Charlie not wearing his ring the fight night. Weird.
I didn't catch that, Penelope. I'm going to find that. I love your name, by the way, Penelope.
I'll have to look into that. Now, I did try to find videos without her wearing her ring when she mentioned that. And a lot of the time, just fair warning, that ring spins around and the diamond will usually be on the backside. So there's times where it's hard to see. I did try to check and see if there were points in time she didn't have a ring on, but I didn't comb through every video. So there could be good examples out there. But it would be hilarious to catch her in a few of them.
Oh, I would love that. And did you
Absolutely.
Did you guys see, because people were coming at her for the picture, right? And then she made it a point at the next episode to say, this is a picture of my granddad. Like she's trying to highlight the fact, oh, these are important pictures to me. Like, girl, shut up. Where's your wedding picture?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's your wedding picture?
That's a good example.
Thank you.
That is a really good
I
example.
also like how she has behind her, she has a picture of Steve Bannon. She has a picture of Andrew Tate. And yeah, I've never seen a wedding picture of her.
Yeah, it is
Maybe
interesting.
because her Her dress is so hideous. I said it.
We'll hit a couple of these super chats and some new members. Thank you, Corey's now, for becoming a new member. We appreciate you. Essentially, Leonis became a new member. Thank you very much. Edie can check me on this. We just covered that one. DEI Queen versus Joe Rogan on climate change. She's always been, well, restarted. Yeah. And we just call her DEI. DEI. I like the DEI Queen.
Yeah.
It rolls off the tongue easier. DEI Queen.
Candy spelled like that though is pretty sick. It's funny.
And DEI. I also like the Queen of Lies because I think she is the Queen of Lies and Deception. All right, Arty, you're up. What do you got next, buddy?
Alrighty, well, I got a small one here. It's pretty quick. We've talked about Mitch Snow, but a lot of the lies coming from there are actually Mitch Snow's lies themselves, and Candace can just kind of play ignorant if he were to get caught completely and totally lying. So I decided to just kind of share the fact that she said Mitch Snow, that everybody had to dig 30 years into his past on like domestic issues and what he's been accused of and all that, and bring that to the forefront. When, as a matter of fact, they were just from 2023. His domestic abuse accusations, and I got the files kind of right here. I could just show from, right here. This where is it at here? The domestic abuse here. Oh, is it showing up?
No, it is on my side. I had to pull something off. There you go.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, May 25, 2023. This isn't 30 years ago. This is literally Candace Graysick, his ex, versus Mitchell Harrison Snow. I mean, it's 2023 right here. And this isn't going too far back whatsoever. And you have this also with, share this tab here, with Aaron Massey versus Mitchell Snow here on the domestic violence, 2023. And, of course, Lene Snow, who also had filed in 2023. He's still fighting this as far as I know. It's going to go into 2026. I don't think it resolved in 2025. I know that he has a he was issued in 2025 some sort of order of was it non-contact order?
Yes.
Specifically, I believe.
In effect. They've been renewed multiple times.
Exactly. And the judges are finding it credible enough. Now, I'm not saying 1,000,000%, but we did see the hammer video, which is one of the things that the judge used to determine that he was being abusive towards his exes in general. I mean, these aren't 30-year cases that we're bringing up. This is literally him getting busted, lying multiple times within just the past couple of years and still fighting it to this day. This is ongoing stuff.
Exactly.
This isn't old information. This is brand new information.
Never paid child support to any of his kids.
Exactly.
Most kids don't even know him. And I think it's worth, for people that haven't seen this, this is the guy that Candace Owens claims throughout this is the most credible person that you'll ever meet. He's telling the truth.
Yes.
So we're going to play this video.
And on that morning, she was loading up the vehicle to go for this meeting. She came out and acting real kind. She took my keys, she took my phone, she went back inside and forced me to go back in and find out what was going on. Lures me to the garage that she pre-set up to be like a little prison. She broke the garage doors. Hoarded stuff was stacked against the windows and the other doors. And she lured me in there and attacked me. Hit me with a hammer and, break my thumbs, my feet, back my skull. And I got the hammer from her.
What year was this?
That was 25 June 2016.
And thank God this lady asked him when that happened, and he gives the exact date to this event. Because not only do we have paperwork on it, we have a police report, but then we actually have a video of that exact day.
So this is how long this has been going on. And just so everyone knows, Mitch is still trying to get a divorce. This has been going on almost 10 years.
Eventually, I was hearing my son cry. I was worried about him, having her maul him with the dogs again. And She had done that multiple times. He had been hurt really bad. So when I heard him crying, I used the hammer to go ahead and break the door handle to get back in, to get to my keys.
She set this up so that it's a prison. She breaks his hands, breaks his feet, like he's in Stephen King novel Misery. And but then she forgets to leave the hammer there. She does. She leaves the hammer there so that he can get out.
Get my son, get my phone. I used the hammer to go ahead and break the door handle to get back in, to get to my keys, get my son, get my phone. And I called for help. I called for dispatch. And, she tried to attack me and she pulled on my arm while I was holding the phone, dislocated my arm.
This has got to be the most fragile son of a bitch I've ever heard of. This little woman, this little woman tries to go for his phone, but she accidentally just freaking She-Hulks his shoulder right out of socket.
That's actually one of the surgeries. I'm still recovering from getting surgeries from it.
Oh my word.
Why does he look like he's got a fanny pack on holding his arm up?
I know.
Touch that Mustang. Stop it!
Touched it.
Do not hit my Mustang.
Videotape me all you want. You're ruining our relationship because you gave your keys to your cousin.
I didn't
He lost
give
them.
my keys to anybody.
You're the one who asked him to mess with your car. I haven't touched this car in forever. It's been in my way.
Oh no.
I'd like it out of the way. I have no idea where the keys are. Would love to know.
Oh my gosh.
But that's not what we were doing today. But you have to do this. You have to don't defend
ask you a
yourself
question.
now.
I mean, this is a classic abusive.
I've never seen this.
Yeah.
This is so
Where
upsetting.
He turns it on her, and it's her fault. It's her
Yes.
fault for what's going on here. Now, look, I don't even care about the fact that he's wielding a hammer and beating it. What I want people to pay attention to, and what's really important here, is the fact that he told one story and then he made up a completely what actually happened, and then he made up a completely crazy asinine story to cover up the truth. And it's nowhere near close. But this is the guy that has all the credibility to tell you that he saw some, assassination plot taking place at Fort Huachuca at a conventional military base where they're going to do a clandestine operation and murder a U.S. citizen on U.S. soil. It's the most insane thing. And if you believe it, you're a freaking fool.
I can defend myself all I want because you're being insane.
You want to video record shit?
You want to threaten to hit my car with a hammer? God damn it! Marriage over, bitch. Goodbye. Don't.
Then you stop it.
You know what? Do it all you want. Go ahead.
I don't want to. I want you to fucking start treating me better than you treat this car. This is how you treat us. Everybody pan around. My wife neglects us, ignores us, and then screams at us on Saturday mornings about things that are completely unimportant to her.
Now he goes into his performance.
Oh my gosh.
Blames me for losing things I haven't touched.
Tried to ask you if you knew where they were.
I did, and I told you I don't know.
No, you never said that. You had to give me a little asshole answer.
I didn't give you an asshole answer. I gave you a smartass answer. It's Saturday morning, and it's okay to be a smartass. You do it all the time, Lene. What is so bad about being a smartass?
Oh, girl, get out of there.
You do.
Yeah, I've never done crap like that, Mitch.
Yeah. That's the thing. You do it all the fucking time.
No.
That's what you do.
You just beat our door in with a hammer.
Why are you videotaping me?
Why are you acting crazy? You want me to let you in and that's what you do?
That was 25 June 2016. I used the hammer to go ahead and break the door handle to get back in, to get to my keys, get my son, get my phone.
He's only got a window right next to him.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, that he could just open, but all right.
It's just all a lie. It's all a lie to, I don't know, to sort of
Crazy.
gain
It's
sympathy
insane.
from these people that are platforming them on this podcast. I mean, and then, then here comes Candace. He sends in some anonymous tip, or somebody else does. He gets in touch with him, and now he turns this Fort Huachuca story into something that's not. And it's ridiculous on the face. And if you believe it, you're an idiot. You really are.
Absolutely.
That's disgusting.
And then we find out that, just like Gary Smith is talking about, he claims that he was the son of the Zodiac Killer. This is a guy that has a history of lying and defrauding people. He has stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars from the women that he's been involved with time and time again. And unfortunately, he's with this chick, Amy, now. And he's going to have a story just like this in a few months. It's gonna
Amy,
be the
don't
same.
know?
Oh, I agree.
Amy, we got to get her out of there.
Amy's got
We
to.
do.
She'll find
Amy's
out.
out of there, Amy.
Just lock up the hammers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's frightening. Poor Lene.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, it's just not good. It's not good. It's not a good situation at all. To sit there and say that, we're crazy for, questioning this man.
Yeah.
It's the most wild take I think I've seen on Candace's show, to be honest, is sticking with the Mitch Snow narrative.
I had never seen that video. I heard her say, okay, he might not have been the most present dad, and you're really going to talk to his baby mamas about this? I mean, but there's two sides to every story. I had not seen this video.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Candace? You saw this? He's an actual lunatic. And if this had been Mikey McCoy or somebody,
Oh, yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
She would be playing it every episode to
Or Ben
discredit them.
Shapiro.
It'd be her
Oh,
intro.
Right, Arty? Every intro. Yeah. She would modify the intro.
Well, look
Yes,
what she did to Steven Crowder. He had a fight out on his patio, and she turned that into World War III.
I remember that.
Oh,
People
yeah.
tried to trash him over that,
Mhm.
and it wasn't anything like this. Wasn't anything.
Yeah.
There was some name calling
Mhm.
involved, but again, it's not the fact that he is a terrible husband and is beating up. Like, I don't even care that he beat up their joint property. If that's
Mhm.
whatever, that's irrelevant.
Yeah.
The point here is this is proof that this guy not only lies, he tells such huge stories that are provable.
Yes.
So why would you believe him when he says, I saw Brian Harpole, I saw Erica Kirk there, I saw Congressman Amadei, Cabot Phillips,
Right.
a meeting where they were, and that's the other thing too. There is no claim.
Mhm.
There's not even
Right.
a claim there that's what he saw. The insinuation that Candace makes at the beginning of her show. She preps the objective. She preps the viewer to,
Mhm.
to end up buying into this. Like, oh yeah, okay, I see what's going on here.
Exactly.
She never says, and he never says, I think they were planning the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Literally, all she says is there were some lieutenant colonels and colonels that came out of a meeting, and I saw Brian Harpole there, even though he's remembering this weeks later. I saw Erica Kirk there the night before. I saw Cabot Phillips. I saw Congressman Omadei.
Mhm.
It's absolutely nuts. It's nuts.
Mhm.
And then when people are like, this is crazy, this makes zero sense, she uses that as affirmation that she's telling the truth. Oh, you know what? Everybody's freaking out about this. So clearly I'm onto something. This is a bridge too far for too many people. And you're lying and you're spreading accusations that have no evidence. And you're just doing it because you're a hate-filled woman.
Hate-filled. Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Slayer Princess says,
roots of
preach, Edie.
fairness.
Candace leading people astray with her twisted faith is the most repulsive thing and motivates to stand up against her.
Exactly.
Oh,
Slayer Princess.
Did you guys listen to the leaked phone call of Candace? Any evidence it's true or debunked? We actually talked about this in our members only. We are of the opinion that it is false. I saw that the other day. I was going to play it, and I'm glad I didn't. We don't think it's true. Also, here's where I'm at with it. People tried to confirm the story, and apparently the bridal shop that she references has only been open for a couple years, and they never sold tux. So there's that. So what people are saying is that proves that whole story or it's faked. AI, I don't know. I don't even know what the claim is on that. I will push back a little bit and say that doesn't stop Candace from using that as a story and saying it was that bridal shop. It could be true, and she's just lying. Yeah. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on it?
Well, I haven't seen it yet, so I'll start digging into it probably tonight. And I was not aware that there was some leaked phone call thing, which seeing that I don't think it got too much traction, which kind of, puts it in a funky area too. But there's a couple of things that didn't get much traction that were dead on proven. Like going back to the flight logs. That guy's video that debunked the flight logs only has 15,000 views. So, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's just kind of weird. Like I said, I'll do a little bit more digging into it later on.
I think it was, I think it's AI or some deepfake something just to prove how easy it is to, because the video I saw, the gentleman who presented it said, I'm not saying this is real. I'm just saying that this is what was leaked. So the way that he presented it, I just felt like he was trying to demonstrate how easy it is to make present false information and have people believe it, because it sounded really real. But when she talked about he had me try on 12 different wedding dresses, and we said that we were going to get married, just all these things that
what I'll say is it totally sounds like something that Candace would say. I think the major point here is that we don't know if it's true or not, so we shouldn't push it around to prove that Candace is a liar, right?
Right.
Or she's psycho, or whatever it proves.
She is
like
psycho.
We need to continue to make sure that we're having integrity and the things that we're saying are backed by truth and evidence, and don't get tricked. This is what I'm talking about. Like, folks, the number one thing that people use to trick you is your own biases. That's how this works. And when you want to believe something like that, and we've all done it, we've all shared memes, we've shared videos that come to, like, we've all been guilty of that. So, but
oh yeah,
this is a serious matter. It should be taken seriously. And I think you just need to be careful and do some fact checking before we push that. And I think that's the real thing. But, Arty, going back to what you're saying, that Kanakoa video, debunking that, it just goes to prove that, like, the saying is true. A lie goes around the world before the truth even has a chance to put its shoes on. And that's the problem with this, is people hear all of these lies that get repeated, and it's almost impossible to debunk them all. And the other thing that I constantly see is the same lies. Like I feel like we've addressed something, and I'm sure you guys have done this too. It's like, whether it's the Spider-Man on the roof thing, or that's one thing we're going to address tonight too, is he didn't have a gun. He didn't have a rifle when he jumped off the roof. It's like, I feel like we got those things taken care of and buttoned up. And then, like, a month later, I'll start seeing that recirculating again. The same lie that's already been addressed, that I feel like people should know. And I don't know if that's artificial or if that's just the way that information flow works, but you're constantly having to bat down the same lies time and time again. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a mess. There's such a tangle, of lies that, I'll remember just going through these, constantly, like, especially the one with the whole fish. I've been kind of looking it up here a little bit, just kind of going through some of the evidence with that stuff too. I mean, there's actually no evidence that she even went on a fishing trip with Charlie, period. You know what I mean? And it's just like, dang, that's another one I'm going to have to write down, redo, probably bring up in a later episode or something. And that's just how she works. There's so much confusion she throws out there. And if people, I don't know, come across like one or two Candace videos, and that's all they ever see on the subject, they're going to go through thinking that that's absolutely true. They're going to go spread that around. And, what are the chances they come across another video that debunks that? And that's kind of how this game works. This sows all these seeds of doubt, and then we lose the midterms. I kind of think that that's sort of the angle that we're seeing her play. But who knows? There could be many different motivations, but I kind of see that, and it's knowing that information, it's kind of unsettling.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. Does either one of you have a video ready to go? If you don't, I do. Let me actually get us through some of these other super chats. And CJ Correnti, a Paramount favorite. Thank you, CJ. Always taking care of us, buddy. Gave 20 Paramount Tactical memberships. Always supporting the channel in many ways. Keep up with the truth. Candace has lost her creds and her mind.
That's funny.
Agreed.
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this video real quick while we're talking about it. And that is, I'm going to show you guys the proof that he definitely had a firearm when he jumped off the roof. And I actually have some additional screenshots that I'm going to put up here in just a moment too. So this is a video from our good friend Gray Hughes Investigates, who I love. I actually met up with him while I was in UVU. And let's talk about some of the things that he goes through on this. So let's play it from right here and see where we're at.
Away from the scene, and he's got a rifle. What he did was he wrapped the gun in a black towel right before he was running. Let's just play that little last part again. And, it zooms in on itself. So there you go. So this part's interesting. Let's just do this frame by frame. You'll see it. All right, hopefully you guys can see this.
All right, and I want to address a couple of other issues that people have with this video. The first one is when he's running across to the white portion, suddenly he doesn't have a shadow. And people have brought that up and to try to insinuate or to prove that this is AI. So why doesn't he have a shadow as he goes across there? Ask any photographer, ask any videographer. The reason he doesn't have a shadow in all that white is that this camera has very low capabilities of distinguishing the darks from the white. All right. Not the depth of field. I'm trying to think of the actual term.
White
for that.
balance.
Dynamic range. It's the dynamic range. All right. So a really good camera can distinguish the highs from the lows, so the darks from the white. And you'll notice once he gets onto this white area, it's blowing the blacks out. And even when you look at this, I'm going to pull this back up in a second. Not only is it getting rid of his shadow because it can't create that much low light while there's that much white, and that's why it's getting rid of that. But the other thing, you'll actually see that his arms and legs, because he's wearing black, they actually become transparent. And when we look at his arms and legs, you can see, his leg is probably 6 or 7 inches in diameter. But when we look at and we think about the scale of the rifle barrel, for instance, it's only going to be about 1 inch. So it's masking that and it's making it almost look invisible. And on top of that, it is such a pixelated image. So it isn't showing you the definition, both from a color and light standpoint. Neither are you able to see something that is only 1 inch thick. So there's very basic and very technical explanations for all of this, but people are like, oh, it's going away. But as we watch this, I want you to notice how his legs and arms become transparent. We know it's real. It's just the way that cameras work, especially cheaper cameras.
As well, I'm going to make this smaller.
His
kind of zoom in about this is pretty good. So look, right there, he's got the gun right here, the gun and the towel wrapped up. Now people say, look how small it is, but it isn't. See, the camera angle here is probably, I guess if we go up into the sky here and take a look at Google Earth, we can get the camera angle. So the camera is right here and the angle is right there. See that? So I would say that is probably like 20 degrees, 20 something degrees to the building. So unless he's holding the gun perpendicular to the camera, you're not going to see how long it might be. I think he's holding it away from the camera so it looks shorter. So if you look at the, back to this again, see, it's not perpendicular. And so even if it's at the same angle as the roof, the gun's going to appear shorter. But let's say it's slightly counterclockwise to parallel to the edge of the roof, it's going to look shorter. But you see,
and you can see it right here. Look, as you get toward the end of what is the rifle, it starts to become transparent again. It's getting blown out by those the brighter colors.
Mhm.
That's another problem with the visibility. But he goes into more detail, and it becomes even more convincing.
Him right here, put a towel and something sort of heavy in the towel on the ground, right? Now he's still holding that with his left hand. He puts his left leg on a ledge and his right leg still up on there. And he lowers his left leg even further.
Okay, let's talk about that frame right there. Maybe he goes back or not, but I want to.
Left leg on a ledge and his right leg still up on there. And he lowers his left leg.
Look at that. So we have a towel that is defying gravity. Now, how would it do that? The only way that's going to do that if there's something rigid underneath there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's
even further.
Or does the exact same.
And it looks like he sort of steps down first. Maybe his right leg kind of hits
right there
first on that ledge, and he reaches up with his right hand. And look at right there, you guys. Can't you see it? I mean, that's the gun. Look. That's not his arm or anything. Look, he's grabbing the gun and it sort of swings up there. That's the gun. And it's in his hand now. This is the gun right here. You can see how long it looks. And then he swings it down. And again, there's the gun right there. Swings it down.
Look, and you can see where the towel is falling away from the gun down on the bottom portion.
Yep.
And then he gets ready to jump, and then he jumps down and it's in his hand. Now that's the gun right there. And watch, we'll just go forward. And right there, you can see it. It looks like it's, I don't know if that's the full gun right there, but you can see something changed in the image.
Looks like he's underneath.
He's dropping down. And as he's coming down, he hits the ground.
Yep.
So I know for sure it's really difficult for AI to do this.
Yeah.
To get reflections. It takes a lot of CPU power typically to make reflections and to have it in perfect sync with this and not have it it's a pretty difficult task. It's not that it's impossible, but I mean, there's a reason why even especially in video games, you don't really see your reflection ever in any mirrors or anything in video games. It's very taxing. To do that, so they just don't half the time. Newer video games might have reflections, but in vast majority of them, that's not going to happen. And to have it this in sync with a reflection it's not typically seen often. I could say that at least.
Okay.
That's kind
of. And then his glasses apparently fall off, according to somebody in the chat. It looks about right because right here he turns around, picks them up, and
there
again,
again, you
struggling.
can see the whole length of that gun. Let me try to back this thing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pause that.
Picks them up, and he's.
It was before.
Yeah, that's clear. Actually, that's probably the clearest shot of the gun, to be honest.
Then his glasses apparently fall off, according to somebody in the chat. It looks about right because right here he turns around,
and there he
picks them up, and he's sort of struggling to hold the gun, get away, and put his glasses on his head at the same time. So look at him. He's now running with the rifle and the black towel, and there it is hanging behind him. So whenever you see something sort of dangling back there, that's right
there. It almost looks like, it's hard to say, but it looks like the barrel is there, right there, and the towel is kind of trailing behind the barrel.
Yeah.
It's hard to say because it's a crappy video.
The towel. Now that's easier to see, but it could be that you can't see oftentimes the barrel because the video is so pixelated and it's not very clear. But look right there. You see that? There's a line that goes down right there. I think that very well could be the actual barrel of the gun in that shot. And the thing is, this video is only like 3 to 5 frames a second, which is absolutely terrible. Video is normally 30 frames a second and allows you to go frame by frame. Now watch. So let's just stop on a frame and I'll count. So there's one where it stops, right? There it is. And then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 frames over to the right is finally when there's another detected movement on this video. So that means the surveillance footage is not 30 frames a second. It's like 3 to 4, because then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That time it was 6, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, it's crazy. That's why it's sort of choppy looking. So now I'm holding it down. And you can see he's carrying something. And the thing is, it could be sort of facing towards us where we don't get to see the profile of how long it is. All right, so now I got to zoom out and see what this does because they zoom in whenever they feel like it. Okay, so let's go into there. Now we can sort of watch this and let's see if we can see anything.
Oh my word.
Look, there's points there.
Yeah.
Where it
Yeah, I mean, okay, that I think that's a great example right here.
Well, he's
See,
clearly
right
carrying
here,
something.
he's got the gun wrapped in the black towel. He's not a lobster human with large pinchers at the end of
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
hands there, right? So you can
Yeah.
see his hands probably into there, and he's holding the rifle there almost like a soldier would, just for just a brief moment as he's wrapping it up. All right, and then now you can see the loose towel around the end of it. He's really just trying to he's struggling with it. He's trying to get control of hiding the weapon with the black towel. So there it is, swinging behind him now. See that right there?
His shadow is just in too good of sync with him.
Yeah.
For AI footage, somebody would
I mean,
have
you
to
get
put
these
a lot of work.
comments in here. Let's just show these. Watch. It's like, please tell me where is the gun? Like someone else said, he didn't have time to break the gun down.
He didn't break it down, idiot.
Yeah, never broke the gun down.
There's
And who claimed that? Who claimed that they found it broken down?
so look at that.
So where that
Candy
came from?
reported that.
No, well, to be fair and to be correct, where that came from was during the press conference right after all this, before Tyler Robinson was caught. Governor Cox did say that. He did say he disassembled it, and Governor Cox is a politician. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
That never came from law enforcement or anything else. So that just created more confusion behind this entire situation for sure.
Absolutely.
So that's what happened with that. All right, let's this is worth playing a little bit more because he talks about some other key points here.
Right there. He's like, just come on. He's trying. He's really struggling with it. I mean, look right there. You see that? That's his right leg, left leg, and something really long right there wrapped in a.
No.
Is that a gun, or are you just happy to see me?
He has 3 legs.
Yeah, exactly.
So right
now what he's doing is he's syncing up the swing of the rifle with his leg to obscure it from people at one side.
Now it's near his left side. See right there? You can see it right here. There's the weapon. And then he goes around the corner. I hope you guys watch this and you just realize that he does have one. I don't want to keep hearing more like, well, Gray, what about? And it's just so obvious. This is what I'm talking about. People want it to be a conspiracy.
Yeah.
This is interesting right here. You can see right there. That's the gun, I believe. One of these 3 objects is the gun. See, there's 3 different.
Looks like the Ford.
Points there. Look, and then, I thought maybe that was the gun swung back, but I think that's his leg, and it's just pixelated because of the way it swings. Looks like right there he's in a sort of a running stance. His right leg looks really skinny too. And
look how skinny his legs look in this. He does have very thin legs, but his legs are clearly much larger in diameter than a 1-inch barrel. And even here, without a bunch of highlights, a bunch of bright lights, like the leg looks transparent. So even on top of the roof, if he was exposing the barrel, there's not enough definition for us to even see that.
Right.
And this right here is the gun wrapped in a black towel. All right, and then we keep moving. And, various times you see 3 different elements there. So even in that little sort of blurry one right there, see how there's something right in there?
So everybody out there that are watching, the more informed viewers, which are members of our channels, follow us, not the grifters out there. You're informed. All right. He clearly had something that looked like a rifle. Can we say definitively that it was a rifle? No. Now, the other question is people like, well, that's just a towel. Well, why didn't he just throw the towel down?
Yeah, why is he holding
on to the towel?
Exactly.
Like, why didn't he just tuck the towel underneath his arm and roll it up or something like that?
Exactly.
Like, none of it makes sense. I mean, everything that we see and what's going on, I mean, is what makes sense.
And the towel would be flopping around in the wind or while he was running.
100%.
It wouldn't hold structure like that.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Or hold
defy
shape.
gravity and be rigid, even though it's being held upward.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't even make sense. Arty, you got another video? Because that reminded me of another video I'll show you guys in just a few minutes too.
Yeah, so not quite a video, just a couple of things to kind of point out from some articles. Candace has been saying, that. So to tie into, we're going to be talking about some cocks here. This guy is the guy that literally said that Tyler acted, quote unquote, alone. Okay. And he didn't even really say it like that, but he's like, this is the one, this is the lone guy that we caught, but it's not the FBI. The FBI has been completely open about finding other people involved with this. And actually, why is this?
They definitely have never
untabbed?
said that he acted alone. Not once has the FBI or Utah authorities state that he acted alone that I'm aware of.
Right. They didn't say it directly or anything like that. But what she's taking out of context is where was it? It was one that he said. This is words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there's one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody, which ultimately, the only one person's going to be able to pull a trigger. So this is where she supposedly hitched her horse to. But whenever we go to what Kash Patel had said, he said there are a number of individuals that are currently being investigated and interrogated, and a number yet to be investigated and interrogated. Specific to that chat room, specifically talking about, the 20 people linked to Robinson on Discord, and we are running them all down, every single one. There has never been a single narrative of there's one guy involved. And we know about Lance Twiggs.
Right.
So when Candace is coming out and saying this garbage about this being just a lone guy, he acted alone, nobody has come out and said that. Now, Cox is the closest person to come out and say something like that.
Yeah.
But he was being very specific about seeking justice against the guy who pulled the trigger and committed the act himself. Because ultimately, he is going to be the guy. No, there wasn't 3 people up there. There wasn't multiple people up there pulling a trigger or anything like that. So the focus is going to be obviously on Tyler Robinson. As for who else was involved, well, I'm sure the FBI will let us know. There's a lot of leads. There was all those Discord chat logs that were leaked by Turkey Tom again, or well, not necessarily by him, but he was the one who got a hold of it and showed the world that, hey, there's something else going on here. Possibly more than one person involved. We know for sure Lance Twiggs, he's been with the, how long was he with the FBI for before he was found down in Texas? I mean, it was a good number of months.
Like 3 months,
obviously, there's some sort of interest in him.
Yeah.
So it's just silly. It's one of those simple little lies that Candace tells, to drum up her garbage.
I couldn't agree more. Marisa. Candace Owens failing a lie detector test when she keeps asking TPUSA to do their PR. By her logic, she wants to be involved in the Charlie Kirk unaliving cover-up. That's a great point.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a great point. She'll be involved. As long as you pay her, she'll be involved in whatever you want her to be.
Yeah.
Penelope Husker says trying on 12 wedding dresses would take hours, so I highly doubt it. Wouldn't stop her from saying it. That's my problem with that, or the thing that, and again, it's probably my own bias. It may be completely fake. There's elements of that it just sounds like something Candace would say. It would sounds like something that she would allude to the fact that in reality, Charlie wants to marry her. And I've heard that talked about too. Like Charlie wanted to marry her. He didn't want to have anything to do with Erica really, but he was pushed by people to marry Erica. That was, a white blonde woman, yada, yada, yada. So
right.
People like Candace Owen claim something was said and then debunk it, but no one was claiming it in the first place, all while avoiding the actual facts. This is a great example where they keep pushing around the trope and the disinformation that I confirmed Mitch's story. I literally got a short somewhere where I've said 50 times before that was ever put out, or before I talked to his son, which I'll tell you about that. I said 50 times. Like, I believe he was there, and I do, because there's always needs to be some element of truth with a con man. Like, that's the least material portion of that story. Again, I always say I can go out to the woods, tell you that I saw Bigfoot, take a picture of me out in the woods, and come back and say, look, there's me in the woods. That proves I saw Bigfoot. If you believe that, you're a moron. And by the way, I talked to Mitch's son 2 other times. I was not surprised by the fact that he told me that they called him, because I talked to him 2 other times on the phone, and he told me the same story. Wasn't taken aback by it at all. It's irrelevant. And any imbecile that says, oh, well, that proves the story is true. Like, no, it doesn't. It means he was acting like a freaking idiot. He got detained because he's a psychopath, and he was there. I don't doubt he was there. The problem, the material claim is, did he see Erica? Prove that. Did he see some sort of meeting where they were planning the assassination of Charlie Kirk? Prove that. You can't. And then people, this is the other thing that drives me nuts about this, is then they say, well, just prove her wrong. How can I prove an unfounded claim wrong? Just like I said, prove that I didn't see Bigfoot. Prove it. You can't. You can't prove that. That's why in a logical, sensible society, if you make claims, we require proof first. I don't need to debunk that. That's why you're innocent until proven guilty. Like, that's how logical people operate. But not if you follow Candace. It makes perfect sense to you, because you're retarded. This is one of those things that was going out early on. This was before I went to UVU, and then ultimately people were saying that this entire video was AI for these reasons.
First released the surveillance footage of Tyler Robinson jumping off of the roof. There was a lot of people out there saying that was AI footage because the people in the background, or a person in the background, disappeared suddenly behind a tree. And it looks like that path is just going from right to left. That person gets up to that tree. It looks like he should just keep going forward. But
and I think it's important to note, like, this is where all these conspiracies got started. And then once people were latching on to stuff like this that ends up being not true, they're already sold. They're already sold on the fact, and they've already bought in. They've, like, they're indoctrinated, and this is absolutely some sort of grand conspiracy. And just because you disprove one of those elements, they've already bought into 10 more.
Then suddenly he disappears, and of course there was this whole thing started saying that it was AI. I definitely thought the whole thing was weird, and that was one of the things I wanted to investigate while I was there at UVU.
All right, folks, so one of the things that keeps coming up time and time again is the quote-unquote AI footage that we see, that camera on that corner right there. And what I want you to notice in that original video, you only see 3 trees. There's actually 4 trees here. But the reason we only see 3 in that footage is because it's perfectly lined up. The camera, which you can see right over there, let me get it, all right, is perfectly lined up. These 2 trees are lined up. So we only see 3 trees total. And then I have an assistant over here. We got Eric, he is walking. What you don't realize is 2 things take place. Number 1 is that path actually curves, but then it drops off. And so, again, when you're looking at this, he disappears completely as he continues to go down. It stays in line. That path basically not only drops off, but stays in line with these trees. And of course, this footage is much clearer than that camera footage up there. As he comes back, he's coming up that path. You can't see him, and then now we see him. All right, just so that everybody has a closer view of what's going on here with this actual path and embankment. You can see right here, it goes sharply to the right. And you can see, I'm gonna show this from the rear point. You follow that tree as you go down this path. So AI footage debunked.
Absolutely.
So just one of many. Where did Ivy go? Ivy.
Oh,
Edie.
she said BRB.
BRB.
Yeah, okay. That footage reminds me of it's either a NFL game or it was a soccer game or something I saw a clip of where a lady throws this big fuzzy red dice, and as it's rolling, there's a ball that's rolling behind it, in like either some weird other direction or something, but that ball happens to come to a stop at the exact same time as that dice. People were freaking out about it, saying that, oh, this is AI or this is like the Matrix or something. Actually, I think that came out before AI was really out and about. But
number one, well, was.
Well, I think she forgot to mute.
But really, you want me to get on there?
Well, let's see the shop on this. No.
You don't want it at all?
Yeah, they but I thought it was interesting in the sense that that happens. Perspective is everything.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to make optical illusions. There are channels out there that do crazy optical illusions like that people should probably go and find, where they could see someone just walk in straight line, looks like they disappear, and it's kind of cool stuff. But yeah, no, that was an excellent observation to see them disappear behind that tree like that and to get it in that footage. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that I genuinely found perplexing before I went there. And it just goes to show that, like, you need some on-the-ground truth sometime to figure things out before, you just start
Absolutely.
assuming what's happening there.
I don't understand why Candace hasn't been yet. She could go and do that stuff.
It's crazy.
You know?
It's crazy that she's never been there. It's crazy that she's never hired a private eye or some sort of, investigator. It's crazy that she's never had a lawyer on to talk about the different aspects of the case like we did.
Right. Yeah.
But
she knows it all. So, I mean, she doesn't need those people.
No.
She got dreams.
That's the CIA, the Candace Investigation Agency.
Oh, God. Oh, man. That's wild. I can't believe she's that full of herself in that sense, too, to put that on her mug and whatnot. It's funny, at least. But, yeah.
I've got Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say I have one more actual thing to show, and then I kind of got two little honorable mentions.
Sweet. All right. I'm going to show you guys. I don't know if I've ever really showed this footage of where exactly he allegedly hid the rifle. I'm going to show that to you guys in just a minute.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Edie's back.
I'm back. So sorry. My husband was trying to talk to me about something.
Yeah, we heard him.
We heard.
He wanted to chime in.
Go ahead and share your footage.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, again, unfortunately, this isn't footage. It'll be a pretty quick one here, but this is about Jillian. This is the new stuff that's come up that's already easily debunked. This is kind of sick. I'm not asking for Jillian to come out and clarify anything or anything like that, but she's taking what she has. It's just, she's twisting it, and I can kind of show it here. Oh, wait, nope. This is the one I want to show. So she dropped this little thing here. The photo shoot, which if she wanted to show, and people are defending this so hard, saying that Candace did not intend for it to look this way. And it's so far from the truth, because if she wanted to be accurate at all, she would have shown either this one, where you could see the whole text situation happen, where you could see that it was obviously autocorrect.
Yep.
She very clearly says, oh yeah, this too, but not from you. Clearly distancing herself, like, not interested in you there, Jillian. Just making jokes. And I get it. They're younger here.
Playing off an embarrassing faux pas.
Yeah, exactly. And if she wanted to show the photo shoot and shoot there and go, oh, well, she was telling the truth. Well, how hard would it have been to do this?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Wouldn't have been difficult at all. So clearly she framed it that way for a reason. The whole text message is visible. It's not like you have to click into it either. The whole entire text thread is very visible from the original post. So no, it's not cropped like that. And then, of course, we got the photos from her photo shoot. And would you ever, you would think that Erica would have had her doing something skimpy or something like that, right? With the accusations.
Yeah.
This is what she was wearing. This is what Jillian was wearing on the day of the photo shoot there. This is what she got her pictures taken in.
Yeah, they were headshots.
Yeah. And very, very high neck. Not high neck, but obviously
high neck.
Nothing inappropriate. Yeah, exactly. I mean, depends on how women define their clothing, I guess. I don't know that stuff.
It's a headscarf away from a burqa.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is as clean as it gets. And apparently the photographer himself was a Christian. I don't know. I haven't confirmed that, but I would imagine, knowing Erica Kirk's connections in general. And of course, now this isn't a direct Candace-ism, but this is a very, very popular, and I'm sure everybody saw it, popular Candace stan that shared this photo. And look at how it's just edited. Like sitting here saying Project Constitution here saying, I'm sorry, but this is not normal behavior from an adult. Erica Kirk was clearly grooming these underage girls here. And we find out that it was simply a picture directly from her niece's graduation. Why was it edited like that? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what we're working with here. Oh, sorry. I closed that out. But that's just kind of what we're working with here on her lies about Jillian and how she's already trying to manipulate things without showing the full context, of course, because that would damage Candace.
Oh, 100%.
So,
That's so disgusting. If you could just see the
Now, I'm
pictures
sure
of
more
me
will come
with my
out from this.
nephew from his graduation.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like squeezing him as I did when he was a
Well,
baby, squeezing his arms.
Speaking of Project Constitution, I just want to, this is always worth showing, and as far as I'm concerned. All right.
Absolutely.
This guy's name, Project Constitution, one of the biggest grifters on the face of the planet. This is Project Constitution. Just want you guys
Probably
to
one
know
of Crash and
who you're
Steve's
dealing
accounts.
with. And, you know, this is a little ad hominem, but
Oh my.
that's who you're dealing with.
Okay.
His name is Colin Campbell. His name is
Okay.
Colin Campbell. He's been arrested for selling fake weed, and he pushes absolutely intentional disinformation, lies, the most salacious, crazy stuff to get clicks. And he does it because there's a bunch of morons out there. But that's Colin Campbell. Meet Colin Campbell. I also like this picture right here. Let me remove this one.
He reminds me of Buzz from Home Alone.
I find this. This is when Colin weighed less and he wanted to be a rent-a-cop. This is kind of funny. Look at it. He's looking down at me with disapproval for showing this picture for sure. That is Colin Campbell. That's who you have behind Project Constitution. All right. So I believe this is the video where I show you where the actual gun was.
So
found.
that house right there with that green door.
Nope.
Zoom in a little bit here. Okay, there was surveillance footage that.
But it kept going.
All right. No, wrong
And you
one.
think they were going to park?
Let me see if I can find the correct one for you all, because I think it's important. Again, the more that you guys know, and I always meant to put this whole thing together as a compilation, and then I just never really did. Let me see. None of those are that. Let's see if this is it. No, that's not it.
Hold on, I got.
All right, tune in next week. Tune in next time. I'll make sure I have it together, and I'll fix that footage too. Edie, what else you got?
I put all my lies, my 8 lies, in the compilation.
Perfect.
I'm happy to link the videos
Yep, no worries. No
for each
worries.
individual one.
I do want to show you that this is a really good. This is a couple of things. Number one, it shows you guys some information here.
Wanted kind of an up close look.
All right, so these are the two hatches, which, by the way, were to Charlie's far left. These were not underneath the table or anything else. This is what people keep talking about. What these are underneath these two utility hatches is the controls to the water feature there inside the UVU courtyard. And you guys can see, and the other thing that they've said is a lot of people were saying that they completely ripped these tunnels out, and they didn't. All right, and this is all stonework. But there's an important point that I want to make.
This paved area, I'll zoom in a little bit. And folks, I can already tell, like, the distances in the camera are so much, they look so much further than the actual distances, whether you see it on TV, you see it in other video footage, and even on this camera right here. So, I mean, to give you an idea, these pots right here, that is probably 8 feet. That first pot right there is about 8 feet from me. This is definitely one of the things that I noticed in Butler too. Even though I looked at all the footage from Butler, I knew the distances by heart. I looked at everything. on Google Earth. But when you get there, everything's just so much closer than what it looks like and what you have a picture in your mind of. So there we go.
Absolutely.
Those were the tunnels for the turtles, the Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Yeah.
The midget Israeli assassins.
Oh my,
these
not
people
the midget.
went and put Jillian's life on blast. Now all her 10-year-old posts are everywhere. That is correct. Because they don't care.
Exactly. It's sickening, to be honest.
It really is.
Anything to dig up a little bit of dirt, they don't mind throwing some people under the bus.
Mariah Fofana says, where can I send a link? DL Podcast at ParamountTactical.com. You can send it to DL Podcast at ParamountTactical.com. So you can send that right there and go for it. And if you send it now, I'll see if I can't pull that up. I've wondered if the footage of TR on the roof looks so grainy because of some kind of decompression. Maybe the trial footage will be clearer. I don't know that footage will be any clearer, and here's why. That is basically like a 360 camera, folks, and that's why they're able to digitally follow as it goes along. So it's at least 180 degrees, if not more, and then on top of that, they're zooming in. So I don't know if that's even if it was a 4K camera, like I have a Insta360 over there. Technically, it's like a 4K camera, but that is a 360 degrees. So that 360 degree footage or picture is thrown on a 4K screen, 3840 by 2160. And so when you start zooming in or cropping in, you're cropping into much, much less. And that's what they're doing here. So I'm not sure that footage, but folks, they have like 200 and something terabytes of footage from UVU. There's other cameras. And this is the thing that drives me nuts. Like the footage that we see that we've been given by the FBI and the Utah authorities is what they pretty much deemed inconsequential to the trial. And all of that footage was originally posted, carefully selected and posted only so that the shooter that we didn't know at the time could be found. And it worked. They did fine because his parents identified him immediately and said, hey, this is our son.
Exactly.
So that footage that they've released, I posted this. The guy was like, this is the best footage that they have to prosecute this guy. No, it's not the footage that they're going to use to prosecute this guy. They have 10 times better footage. They're going to have footage that's closer as he's walking around UVU. There's cameras all over that place. I want to say there was like 1,900 cameras that they've stated that are on the campus. So you're not seeing good evidentiary footage. You're seeing the crap that they find irrelevant. That's what we're seeing with all this stuff.
Also, though, even if there were so many videos posted straight away because everybody was filming, not of that angle, but of him, you can see it behind, the video I'm talking about where you see the person scurry across.
Yep.
And it was fun. So just think about how many people would have to be involved to AI all of those shots. They were everywhere. I mean, they spread like wildfire the day that it happened.
I mean, even the footage, this is what I believe with the footage that we have seen, some of the best footage that we've seen. I think that is stuff that the FBI has looked at and like people brought it to them was like, the Utah authorities like, no, we're good. The best footage from even in the crowd, we've yet to see because those are the people like, oh crap, this is clearly evidence. And with my interview with Andy Faraci, if you guys haven't seen that interview with Andrew Faraci, you need to. Where he talks about how all these people were coming and bringing their phones to law enforcement. So there's going to be a lot of additional footage that is shared at the trial. I don't know how much we will actually see, but this is not the footage that they're going to use to prosecute him. They're going to have much better imagery for sure.
Well, we've already kind of seen evidence of that too with the Tyler Robinson's attorney absolutely melting down trying to get footage to be not admissible in the court. And so, there's reason why she's freaking out. And a lot of that footage is very well probably the footage that Candace herself is worried about with Tarl. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
and that's also why the defense team, and Andrea talked about this as well, that's why the defense team doesn't want cameras in the courtroom. It's going to be
I think when this is all said and done, there's going to be more evidence to prove that Tyler Robinson is guilty than just about anything that we've ever seen. Just the evidence that we know of, I think, is extremely compelling. There's nothing that even comes close. And that's like, you can go over here, you can believe all these things, and you can try to tie in like French Foreign Legion, you can tie into the Egyptian plains, you can tie in Israel, all this other stuff. You have that is literally just conjecture and somebody's imagination. It has nothing to support it. And then you have mountains of evidence right here in the charging documents. And folks, if you haven't read the charging documents, and this is the other crazy thing that I've seen so many times, most of the candy heads out there have never went through the charging documents. You start telling them, you get into this discussion with them, if they're a reasonable person, will listen to you, and you have them go read the charging documents, it's, they admit they've never seen these. And I mean, the evidence is very, very clear. They'll say things like, oh, well, why don't we have footage of him moving into position? Well, we do. You just don't. Like,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
you don't have everything yet.
And that's clearly they don't teach basic civics in school anymore, because people don't even know how trials work. They're not going to give you that information to prove their case to you, the public. That's not how this works. They preserve evidence so they can present it to an unbiased, prejudiced jury. And then from there, and they see it for the first time, not that it's been spread all over the place, and they come to a conclusion before they show up to the jury selection. Like, they need to see that for the very first time so they can make an unbiased opinion on whether or not the person in front of them is guilty. And people were like, no, I need to see this so I can determine whether he's guilty. Well, get your ass on the jury, because that's the only way that you even have the right. And by the way, doing anything else would be a constitutional violation against Tyler Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're giving Tyler his best possible chance. And, as our country deems to, innocent until proven guilty, they have to do this. So I don't know. It's too many people that clearly I think a little bit on the communist side of things about innocent, guilty until proven innocent, but that's kind of neither here nor there.
I just don't know why this time in particular, because even if you look back at some of Candace's Daily Wire stuff, because there were many, or at least a handful of shootings that took place when she was on the Daily Wire, and the one that comes to mind is the I don't know, can I say trans shooter at the Christian Academy, right? And she was going on and on about how the mind virus of the left, and this is, of course, that this would happen. This is, she just went on and on and on about it. But now this time in particular, all of these parties, different countries for one individual man. And I just don't know why it's so far-fetched this time to believe what I believe is the truth. I mean, he could have had other people that knew what was going on, but I believe that he carried it out by himself. He pulled the trigger. I that is what I believe based on what we have seen. Like, Candace is trying to get people to not trust their own eyes. Like, don't believe anything that you see. And when I tried to mention
she's not only trying to get people to not trust their own eyes, she's intentionally deflecting and steering people away from the actual evidence.
Yeah.
When the charging documents came out, she intentionally omitted like 85% of this stuff and just had her producer create little bullet points and didn't include some of the most important elements of these documents. And that is a lie by omission. That's what that is.
And that just proves that if she doesn't care to find out who really did it, she doesn't care. She omitted all of that because it serves her purpose to create this ridiculous narrative to further her notoriety or whatever she's trying to accomplish. She did not care about Charlie. What she's done is so grotesque because she's just watching the footage of him jumping off was making me sick to my stomach, because I remember watching the video of him. People have lost sight. These candy cultists. I like that Graham Allen was calling them Canaanites. I like it. I'm gonna start calling them that.
It's a pretty good one too.
They've lost sight of the actual tragedy that took place. We all saw it. It was awful, but people have forgotten that aspect of it, and they've just followed this salacious strain of lies perpetuated by a perverse and rebellious woman. It makes me sick to my stomach, and we just can't lose sight of what actually the tragedy that happened. And Erica, now, I'm speechless. That's what she's done, what she's been able to do. It's disgusting.
It really is. It really is. And now they're pushing the PDF thing so hard and trying to make that stick, and it's just a smear. It's just, I hope to God that TPUSA is preparing to sue Candace.
I do as well.
I don't think they have any other choice. I also think that, because people are saying this, well, it has to be true or they would have sued them already. Well, that's not necessarily true. Lawsuits are a real pain in the ass. Susan says, thank you. Love watching you three when you three are together. Learned a lot tonight. Well, we love you watching when we're together as well. I want to show you guys this. I thought this was super great. And we're kind of getting toward the end of this. And I think it's good to kind of close out on something, I don't know, more inspirational. This guy sent me, a subscriber named James sent this to me. His 8-year-old daughter wrote it a few days after Charlie was murdered. What a beautiful letter. I hope Miss Erica Kirk sees it. It's obviously touching, but it's a reminder that there are real humans in a family impacted by Charlie's murder. Charlie's death in ways no one but them will ever understand. And that's exactly true. And I know this is what it says. Dear God and Jesus, I pray that no other attacks come to the world and that we will stay safe forever. I pray for Charlie Kirk's family, that they will at least remember him and love him. And I pray that his kids will never forget him and that they will see him again. I hope that his kids will have a happy life, even now they do not have a father. They still have him in their heart. God bless. God, please make sure that they love him and they remember him. In Jesus' name, amen.
How precious. Oh, that is so
That is
lovely.
awesome.
Thank you for sharing that.
Slightly infuriating that an 8-year-old has better handwriting than me, but
Oh, I know. I have the handwriting of a serial killer. I said instead.
Or doctor.
Or a doctor, yeah. Go straight to serial killer. But all
Yeah,
right.
I know. Well, I went from
No, that's
Steel
fine, too.
Magnolias. Do you guys ever do? Have either of you seen that? You have the handwriting of a. Anyway, never mind. That's what I get for hanging out with boys.
Erica may not sue Candace because she doesn't want to allow Candace to have access to the communication that Charlie had with others. She may sacrifice herself to protect Charlie one last time. It's a great point. It's a great point. She would definitely be giving Candace access to all of their personal text messages. And God knows what.
And even if she loses that lawsuit, what's going to stop Candace from just releasing all this crazy, embarrassing information that may have been exchanged between her and, Charlie?
Sure.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time. I can understand them being hesitant on that.
Yeah. And then on top of that, look, I mean, a defamation lawsuit of that caliber, like it's going to be 3 to 5 years. It's going to be multiple millions of dollars. It's going to tie up resources. Yeah. It's going to tie up people emotionally, physically. I
would do it. I think she'll do it. I for the sake of her kids. Because we ain't going down like this. We're not going down like this. No, you're not going to do this to my husband. No.
I hope TPUSA is also aware that, like, we want them to. Like, the American public that are supporting them is like, look, you got to bring justice to this lady some way, somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that's a lot of responsibility thrusted on their shoulders again, more added onto it, more stresses. I understand the route they're taking, the quiet, the patient route, and I think a lot of people don't understand it, but the TPUSA, I think, is doing the right thing at the moment. I think they're biding their time. They're looking at what else she's gonna stupidly, say live on camera. Right now, you never really want to let your enemies make a mistake. or not make a mistake. You never want to silence your enemies in the middle of them making a mistake. And I think they're just going to keep letting her roll it on out. And that's just going to add more to it.
The other part of that is, from a strategic standpoint, is I think most of the people that believe whatever at this point. Like, you're not going to change a lot of people's minds. And here's the thing. Every time that TPUSA does anything or releases anything, no matter how honest, earnest, or whatever it is, like, they'll twist it and they use it against them. And even though it's clearly dishonest to us, to those of us that are reasonable people,
right,
to all of their sycophants, they're like, yeah, that's right, that makes perfect sense. Like, they are so rabid and so willing to believe anything. Like, it's in anything that is damaging to TPUSA, they'll buy into it no matter if it's true or not. And even if they know or it's obvious that it's not true, they will still buy into it. They will still push it, just like these texts with Jillian. Like, to me, the worst case scenario to me out of this is, you can say, you know what, Erica might have said some things that are inappropriate. But beyond that is like, you just take these one little things and now it's turned into, they were like, there's no way to make the connection between what's being said, especially if you take it holistically and turn it into grooming someone, or she's actually a lesbian, which is being said, and and turn that into PDF. Like, you have made such a huge leap in there that if you're doing that, you're either an idiot or you are so dishonest down to your core that it doesn't even make sense. You have no ability to assess anything objectively.
Agreed.
And you know what? People really burn my biscuits, gentlemen. When they're coming at Erica saying she's a terrible actress. She's trying to play the part of a widow and she's doing a terrible job at it. Okay. Or maybe she's just uncomfortable because she wasn't in the spotlight. She was very content being a mother. I never ever heard. People didn't know that she had their first child because they kept it under wraps. Like, she had no desire to be in the spotlight. So if she's having difficulty, or you think she's presenting in a way that is suspicious, it could just be that she doesn't want to be out there. And she doesn't want to be out there for the reason that her husband was killed in front of the world. Okay, that could be it. Because she's either a really bad actress or a really good actress. She can't be both. And when I look back at videos of her and Charlie, you can't fake that. That's how I look at my David. Okay, that's how I look at him. You cannot fake it.
That's how I look at David too.
And isn't he hunky? You hear him? He wanted to get in on this. He said, "Baby doll, I want them to know that I love you like Charlie loved Erica." Did you hear him say that? Poor guy. You can't fake it, and you can't sustain it. Even if you fake it for a period of time, you have to sustain that kind of emotion and infatuation and obsession. The looks that they gave each other, they were really in love. So she was either faking it then or she's faking it now, but it can't be both. So let's everybody just get our heads in the right space, okay, and look at things logically. Okay, I know Candy would ask you to just forget everything that your eyeballs are telling you. Just do your own research. Look back. I mean, it's all there for you. I don't know where I was going with this. I just wanted to point that out. That maybe you think she's acting weird because she doesn't want to be out there. She doesn't want to be out there. Because every day she's faced with the realization, I'm here because guess what? My husband isn't.
And like, you don't have any clue what she's going through in her mind. Again, if she cries too much, she's attacked. She doesn't cry. If she laughs, she's attacked. Like, there's nothing that she can do right at this point, and that's just a fact. Everything points to some candy head having a feeling and a vibe about what's happening in front of them, even though, like, the average normal person would not think about that at all. Thank you guys. Thankful for you guys for speaking out. Praying over each of you. God bless. Thank you, Ashley. I love all the dog memes on Twitter tonight.
Yes.
Oh, Megyn Kelly taking taking the Muslim side over the dogs. Not a smart move. It makes her fume the more she can't get information. I just think people debunking it is better than Erica trying.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
Absolutely.
I watched the video Erica posted of her and Charlie. They were at the aquarium, and
I did see that. That was a funny one.
I loved it. But then I went to the comments. Did you guys go to the comments? Are you seeing what people are saying to this woman?
I haven't
Are you
seen that.
seeing what they're saying to this woman?
It's awful.
It's despicable. And
yeah,
I just wanted to report all of them. You guys have deplorable. And she's losing her mother. Yeah, as that commenter just said.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Look, I do think this is one of the things I'm going to talk about tomorrow on a Liz Wheeler show. Is I do think there's an effort to black pill the conservative movement, and I think this is one big Trojan horse operation. We got a bunch of people inside what we're considered conservative folks. You can put Candace in there. You can put a whole bunch of other influences on there. Again, Nick Fuentes, where they're trying to convince you like you shouldn't even vote. As if we are so much better. We are so much better now today than we were back at the Biden administration. Our borders are closed. Inflation's like 2.4%. Crime is way down. I mean, there's a lot of things that the Trump administration has done really, really well and has not getting credit for it, including conservatives not pushing this. What people want you to focus on is like, oh, people aren't going to jail right away within, government. People, we have the Epstein files and all of these other things going on, which the Epstein files, man, that's just a swamp of misinformation. I've gone through there, like the smoking guns that we all wanted. They're just not there.
Yeah.
And there's so much information in there that I think has been put in, and we have no idea that those files sat with the Biden administration. We have no idea what has been done to those, what's been put in there, what's been taken out. But the smoking guns at this point, either they've been removed or they were never there. So far, I haven't seen anything. What we do see for sure that I think you can consider evidence is the fact that the Epstein had a very close relationship with a lot of people in the Democrat Party. You don't see those types of emails, which there's countless emails to Barack Obama, to his staff, to Hillary Clinton, talking about some really weird things, but you don't see that on the Republican side. I'm not saying that Republicans weren't involved in that. At this point, it's more confusing than it is clarifying.
Right.
From what I've seen posted and what I've gone through the Epstein files myself. So the point here is they want you to focus on all of that. And they don't want you to focus on how much better off we are as a country because Donald Trump actually won this election, who, by the way, caused him to win? Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, the entire point of taking down TPUSA is so that we lose the midterms and we lose 2028. And if you think that we're better off by losing the midterms, and by the way, if we do lose the midterms, Donald Trump will get impeached again. They will reinstate the whole lawfare nonsense. And on top of that, if we lose 2028, we're gonna be being flooded by illegal immigrants all over again. And continue to be sold, this entire country to be sold out to China and every other European nation out there. They will continue to take advantage of us. And look, there's a lot of things you can criticize Donald Trump on. And there's a lot of things that I'm disappointed in. But seriously, just right now, just as a good exercise, Google like top 10 things that Donald Trump has achieved. And all of those things are things that would not have been done under Biden. Or you can go to the whitehouse.org where they have 365 accomplishments in 365 days that they released. And you can go through all of those. So the Trump administration is getting things done behind the scenes. It's just not getting a lot of attention. And then on top of that, you have a bunch of people, mostly on the right, that are trying to convince you that nothing's being done, that Donald Trump is worse than Biden, and it's insanity. And you don't even really hear the left talking about Trump. They don't have to. They can just sit back.
That's what I was going to say. They don't have to.
Full of ourselves and to shoot ourselves in the foot. So I don't know what's going on with all that.
Absolutely.
That's why it's so important to keep talking about this kind of thing. Everybody,
Speak
up about it.
It's super important that people know what's going on and are not becoming disillusioned. That's what I call this.
Right.
This is Operation Disillusion. What it really is Operation Get Democrats elected.
Absolutely.
And
I mean,
to completely delete all of the accomplishments that Charlie Kirk did and the Trump administration has been able to accomplish in the last year. So that's where we're at.
I mean, you could pretty much assign sabotage to every institution not every institution, but every single thing that Charlie stood for. You see Candace sabotaging from Charlie Kirk's image himself. Now she's starting to go after that and saying that he lied to her she's never mentioned anything like that before until just last week. And then you go all the way to how TPUSA is running, how TPUSA is infiltrated by all these PDF files, how, they're everything that they're connected to is just nothing but trafficking, especially the Arizona Mills.
Yeah.
It's what a scary name till you realize it's a freaking shopping mall.
Yeah.
And a nice one at that. And she'll never even say that it's a mall. She's never one single time said that was a shopping center. It's mind blowing to me that people do not go out of their way to at least look up exactly what Candace is talking about. When she says something like that, people are probably thinking of some sort of warehouse that, they're just trafficking kids in and out of. But no, it's a very, very nice shopping mall. And at the end of the day, with all that, look at what she's saying about Trump now. Look at what she's saying about anything associated with the midterms. It's always in a negative light. There's nothing good that she speaks about the midterms or our current state of government in. You kind of have to wonder why.
No, I agree. Was cease and desist a waste of time? No, it wasn't a waste of time.
I don't believe so.
You almost always have to do a cease and desist before you sue somebody. And then on top of that, a lawyer will tell you, well, let's just send a cease and desist first and see what happens from there.
Yep.
So either way, whether they plan to sue or not, it's preparing to sue. It's putting people on notice. Like if stop wasn't enough for you multiple times from Erica directly, now you got to cease and desist. So no, it's a process, part of the process. That's all it was. Jacqueline, thank you very much. I'm totally disillusioned. Candace has burned the house down and support is waning. Without someone like Charlie, I don't see how it turns. Well,
there's a lot less of us on the internet.
Yeah,
so
listen to us.
Yeah.
Listen to me tomorrow on Liz Wheeler's show, where I'm going to go over all the accomplishments, or at least the top 10 accomplishments of the Trump administration, and just remind yourself of where we were a year and a half ago. And again, I don't care. It can't be said enough. If Trump administration did nothing for 4 years, but completely reduce or stop the flow of illegals into this country, which he has, we're at a 60-year low of illegal immigrants coming into this country. So if we just start there, the rest, and that has all kinds of other implications. Number one, we're actually deporting people, not nearly as enough. That's one thing I'm disillusioned about or pissed off about. Look, if we got 30 million people illegally in this country, we need to be deporting 23,000 people per day, every day, 365 days a year for the 4 years that Donald Trump's in office. We're never going to get close to that. But when we are deporting criminals and we are stopping criminals coming into this country, or terrorists, or God knows who else, that's one of the biggest factors that's dropped crime so low. So there are so many great things that the Trump administration is doing.
Yes.
Energy costs are definitely way down. Again, inflation, interest rates, all of those things have gotten much better. GDP is way up. So anyways, there's a lot of things to look at. Sometimes we got to get rid of the hype man. We got to be our own hype man and be like, all right, this is the way I'm feeling. Does the way that I'm feeling represent reality? And then we got to go do a little research, because I'm right there with you. That's one of the things I did. I was literally depressed one day. I'm like, man, the Trump administration sucks. They're not doing right. And I'm hearing all this negative stuff on the internet. And I'm like, what has the Trump administration accomplished? And then I looked it up, and I'm like, man, that's a lot of things. A lot of things going on there that are good.
Amen.
Absolutely. The economy's improving, and people are going to notice that. But keep this in mind, too, when it comes to getting completely blackpilled. X is literally 3% of the entire world. That's how many active users are on X. All these people getting involved, it looks so much bigger and more massive than all this is. Candace has a big outreach, but even she only has 7 million subscribers. 7 million subscribers on YouTube
worldwide, and we don't
have-
even know how many of those are fake.
Exactly. We have 350 million people in this country.
Yeah.
Imagine the percentage of, if 100% of Candace's fans were all in the United States, that's still a very small number.
It is.
Of actual people that are out there and I know not all 350 million people have voted. It's like, 150 million people?
Something like that.
7 million still is just a fraction of that. So don't be completely black-pilled. We got to remind ourselves of that, every now and then.
I got some notes. I'm gonna be your hype man. I'm gonna hype you guys up about the Trump administration. What we've achieved is historic border security and negative net migration. Achieved negative net migration for the first time in at least 50 years through aggressive enforcement, mass deportations, and cooperation with Mexico. Illegal border crossings plummeted to the lowest levels since 1970 with sustained downward trends and net negative migration figures. So there's that. Economic growth, real GDP growth to 4.3% in quarter three. It's actually 4.4% right now. Current inflation rate is 2.4%. Biden was more than double that over the entire time. If you averaged it out, and he got up to like over 10% at one point. Record decline in homicide and crime. Delivered the largest one-year drop in homicides in the United States, conducted targeted federal crackdowns, and most of which is because federal policing that has been deployed to these Democrat-ran cities. Between January and December of 2025, 2 million native-born Americans have gained employment, while 662,000 foreign-born workers have lost employment. 1.8 million native-born Americans have joined the labor force, while 881,000 foreign-born workers have left the labor force, as it should be. Mass deportations, lower crime. The next experienced the largest single-year drop in murders on record last year, alongside deep declines in rapes, robberies, aggravated assaults, shooting deaths, the fewest since 2015, on law enforcement officer deaths, traffic fatalities, and overdose deaths. Major tax reform. The one big beautiful bill. We have no tax on tips, expanded senior deduction, and established Trump accounts for federal savings, and reduce fentanyl trafficking. Energy independence and low gas prices. Strengthen NATO. All right, he made everybody in NATO to commit to 5% GDP on defense, which more than doubling prior targets. So there's a lot of things, and that's just a few of the things. There's a lot of things that we can look at that Trump is doing really well, and it's intentionally being obscured by people that don't want you to vote. And it's as simple as that, because they want the left to win. And if the left wins, folks, we're losing this country. Your kids are not going to have the future that you had. They're not going to have the country that you had. So we got to quit basing everything off of emotion. Like, I'm not hyped up. I'm not excited about this. All right. They're trying to drive down, voter enthusiasm, and they're doing a good job of it. And you got to kind of muscle through even a lack of enthusiasm and just go do the right thing, because you know it's the right thing to do, not because you're all hyped up and motivated to do it.
Exactly. Yep. Don't waste your votes.
That's right. We got one last. You don't have to convince me, but I fear the candy cult is strong. Yeah, again, I think some of that is, again, perception doesn't match reality. I think a lot of that is these sock puppet accounts. I think a lot of that is foreign influence. I think a lot of this is paid for engagement. It's hard to prove any of that, but I can see it. I might look, just go to my X account. Go to any post that I have and start going through there, and you're going to see account after account, and you're going to see a trend real quick of what it looks like. These people talking trash on just about anything I post, and just about anything that anybody opposes Candace posts. They're saying the same thing over and over again. It's the same type of accounts, low follower rates. All they've done, if they've done anything, all they've done is retweeted Candace Owens and her surrogates. Like, there's nothing normal that looks normal about that account.
Right.
You'll be able to spot it pretty quick.
They usually won't have very many posts, but they'll have a ton of replies. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yep. There's some key elements to that. I wish there was a good way to track this stuff. I don't know of one. But to me, it's quite obvious. And if you look at what's happening and really dig into that, you'll see it too. Arty, Edie, any last words?
I mean, I had a couple just two honorable mentions, really.
Yeah, send them.
Just pretty quick, you know. Obviously, the Britney Spears and the Justin Bieber handlers being involved. That was dead on arrival. She said it, and where's that been? Absolutely nothing, to even show that anything like that could have been happening. And then, of course, the final one. Apparently, everybody at TPUSA had a major meeting right after Charlie's death with Pierre Dupont. And Candace very specifically said she has proof of this. Nothing has came out.
Right.
I would love to see that evidence. I would love to see it, honestly. I don't think we are going to see it, but, you know, just two quick rundown little pieces of lies, or at least that I believe to be lies. I mean, the first one, definitely. Second one, well, prove us wrong, Candace. Show us something. Why even mention it? You know?
Yep.
Especially, why mention that she has proof and then not show anything? It's a weird thing to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, she says she brings receipts all the time, and I never see receipts of any material claim. That's the insanity of all this stuff. And then you see her followers saying the same thing. Candace brings receipts. Candace brings receipts. Like, I would love to see a receipt. I'm all in. Like, prove to me that the French killed Charlie. I'm all in. Like, let's go to war with France. I don't care.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be a fast one.
Power. Like, I'm easy to convince on this side. It's not hard. All you got to do is give me some proof, and I'm all in.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's definitely written a few IOUs.
She has quite a few IOUs.
She will never. That's like the Dumb and Dumber of IOUs. Remember that? Their briefcase full of IOUs for all the money that they used.
Got a good movie.
From Mary Samsonite.
Yeah.
Okay, people. Okay. Number one, please, again, I will just reiterate what I said previously on Parmint Tactic. Not to go to Candy for any biblical advice, okay? Please don't. There are so many channels that you could go to that have sound biblical teaching. Ali Beth Stuckey, fantastic. So I'm speaking to the ladies, right? And plenty of others for gentlemen watching. Also, stop watching Candace because she doesn't give you any hope. This is still the best country in the world. She doesn't like our country. And with everything that she spits out, my goodness, I leave her when I have to watch it in group therapy. Jay Wet, hey Jay Wet. I leave depressed. I'm like, wow, she has given us no hope for anything. No hope for anything. This is still the best country in the world. Praise be to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that we live in the United States of America. So don't waste your vote. Don't listen to this woman who's so miserable in her own life that she has to create all of these ridiculous stories. No. And know that you're smarter than she is, and just turn her off. There's a little button that you can press. Like, X. Just get you out of there. Okay. And watch my friends, Gary from Parmint Tactic, even though he can't pronounce or say my name right. And Arty. Love these guys. Love these guys. There are many other channels for you to watch to get sound teaching. That's all I have to say. And just a public, I'm sorry, David, that I didn't allow you to come on here because you asked if you could come on here, honey. But that's just unprofessional, sweetheart. You can come on my channel anytime. And I apologize to all of your viewers.
To come on anytime. I want to see the man that puts up with you. That's what I want to see.
You know what? He's the best man that I know, and he loves this country, and he has a warrior spirit. So, honey, I love you. I'm so sorry. And everyone, just stop watching Candace and watch my friends Gary and Arty instead.
Awesome. Yeah. Again, folks, down in the description below, there's links to all of Arty's social media, Edie's social media, and of course ours. Make sure you go follow them all. If you want to become a member, go check that out. We appreciate the support. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this content if it was helpful for you. Feel free anytime to clip up our content or my content and send it out. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Always appreciate if you give us a little bit of love on that. Say, hey, I got this off Paramount Tactical.
Yes,
but share the content. Get out there, fight the good fight. As Christians, you have a moral obligation to stand up against lies. You are not supposed to sit there and just listen to it. All right. It's time to get out there and make sure that we put an end to this. This is immoral. It's ungodly. It's disgusting. And if you're sitting by just watching it all happen, shame on you. You got to get out there, and this is your country too. And I'm telling you, this is having a much larger effect. And that's why I've never been able, that's why I've been on this from day one. As soon as I saw it happening, and I'm not letting it go till we continue to put more dents in this, and it's not happening anymore. That's where I'm at on this. I'm not giving up. Anyways, folks, we appreciate you tuning in, and thank you very much. Check us out tomorrow on Liz Wheeler. I don't know what time that will air. I think anyways, check it out. Go follow Liz Wheeler too. She's great. She's been awesome to me. And she has a lot of great content. Anyways, until next time, stay armed, stay ready. We'll talk to you soon.